Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage, and today we're going to be having a look at PEPE Coin again. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. So there's two ways that we were looking at this, and we're looking at the potential that we could have actually completed a single 5-wave structure here to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If this is the case, what we could actually be setting up for is actually to have a deeper retracement to the downside now. If this is the case, what we'd be looking for is the potential to actually come down towards this zone here. So the minimum I'd want to see is a 0.382 retracement, but typically speaking, normally what we look for is a 50% to a 0.786, which is actually here at this 31867 at the 786, and then that 50% is sitting here at this 83478. Now we can also see this would be quite an interesting area as we would be retesting this previous fourth wave. So going to be on the lookout for that potential that we have a bigger structure to the downside here, where we could actually see this move coming down. So we're going to discuss this first. Now, what we would be looking out for here, there is another count where we're looking for a potential fourth and a fifth, but we're going to be discussing this bigger correction to the downside and looking at this potentially as an A wave, then looking for that possibility that we could have a B wave to the upside. So the way I'm currently looking at this move is that we could potentially just have this as a W, X, and a Y to the upside, in which case what I'd then be looking for is the potential to come back down for another B wave or an X wave here, and then look to push up again for a C wave or a Y wave. Now that 1-to-1 would actually look to take us up to this 242406. That would be based off of a 0.618 retracement, which is actually coming into this zone here of this 173984. So this could be quite an interesting area, as well as that this 50% would be a retest of this support zone here. So I would be looking out for that potential to come back down here. Now, if we do come back down into this zone, what we could see is, like I said, this play out as a C wave to the upside, in which case that 1-to-1 would actually be here at this 242406. Now, if we only came down to 50%, that would push this up towards this zone here of this 252182, which would be a 1-to-1 of this as an A wave. Now, if we did get a move which went up past this 1618, what we'd have to be on the lookout for is whether we develop an additional fourth and a fifth, because this could actually mean we're starting to break away. So we're going to go into that count in a second. But basically, this 1618 also would bring us into this swing high here. So if we do get just a 3-wave move to the upside, even if we do come up towards the zone, this would also bring us into this golden pocket, which is sitting here at this 3084 to this 2980. So this would be a zone where we could actually look for a rejection if this is going to become a bigger corrective move. If we did move up to that 0.618, basically this would mean that we would be looking for a move down towards this 100756 area. Now, if we did move down in between this would be between this 382 and this 50%. Obviously, with this wave, we'd have to, monitor it as it progresses, and we could potentially look to pinpoint this a little bit more, but this would be the range we'd be looking at typically if this is going to be an A, B, and a C to the downside. So that would basically fulfill that idea of coming down here. Now, it is always possible that if we do form a corrective structure like this, this could always become an A wave. We get a 3-wave move back to the upside. There's a B wave, and then we actually see a deeper retracement into some of these lower key areas. This previous fourth wave would be a very interesting zone for me to keep an eye on if we do actually break down here. That would be this 84610. Okay, now if we are looking at this in the other way that we mentioned, what we could actually see here is that we could have a third wave which is incomplete, and that could mean that we actually still have some extension to the upside. We would treat this as a 1-2. All of this would become our third wave, and then we were looking for a fourth wave. Now, the typical zone we were looking for as a fourth wave was looking for this potential of coming down to this 216472 to this lower range of this 95063. So I'm still keeping an eye out here that if we actually push down one more time, this zone you have this 137327 could be an interesting area. We could actually look to find support. That would be bring us back into the top end of this move as a fourth wave. This would also potentially tie into the idea of coming back and having a hitting this 0.382 area, which would be also lying towards the top end of this. So this would be where I'd be looking at, if we are looking to extend out. Now, as long as we hold this low here, this 153352, we can potentially argue that we could start to turn around for a fifth wave. Now, this fifth wave could potentially look to move up towards this zone here, which I just need to throw this fib on for, which would be this 884091 to this 584780. Now, it's crucial that if we are looking to turn around from this point, that this 153352 holds. If we fail to hold this level, then it would indicate to me that we are either going to see continuation to the downside, in which case we could look to target lower down towards this 95063, or what this could mean is that we are just forming, like I said, we've completed into this high, and this is becoming a bigger A wave to the downside. We get a B and a C. Now, if we were going to break down further, there's two ways that I'm currently looking at it, and one of them was the one that we were looking at as basically looking at that as a bigger ABC. The other was like this. Now, looking at the current structure, it is looking corrective for the most part. There is always potential we could start to get some extension within here. So if we start to break down deeper past this 1618, which is sitting at the 72154, we'd have to start allowing for the fact that, what we could actually have here is rather that this move here is a 1 and a 2, and then we'd be getting a 3, 4, 5, in which case we'd be getting another 4th and a 5th, because we'd have to count this move in this way: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5, which would actually look to bring us directly down. A 5-wave move off this high would not be good, because it would be indicating that we would see a additional 5-wave leg to the downside after that. Okay, so if we're looking at this rather as a WXY X, and then we're looking for a Z wave, that 1-to-1 would actually bring us down here into this 1092 area. Now that would be a 1-to-1 of this W wave. There is always the potential this could look to extend out, and we could actually look to target out this lower range of this 85183, but I would be keeping an eye on this channel. If we do get an interaction with this channel, potentially what we could then see is this Z wave come into play. The minimum I'd want to see for this to play out as a corrective wave would actually be the top end of this move once again, which would be this 141080. So there's a couple of areas that are interesting here: the top end of this move, and then if we do move down the bottom of this channel, as well as potentially coming back and retesting some of this inner support zone here. So yeah, we'll have to see if we actually do get a breakdown in this way, but this is a couple of those targets if we do look to break down. Now, if we're talking about that potential of a breakout from this point, so there's two things I want to say. This is only viable for as long as we hold this 15352 area, and basically there's two ways we can look at this. We can potentially count this as a 1 into here, in which case we're probably getting a complex wave 2 here. Now this could be a flat correction here, in which case we would be looking to actually come down a bit deeper. The key zone I'd want to hold here is this 1632.32. If we hold this zone, potentially we can look for this as a wave 2 or a B wave, and then we'd be looking for that C wave to the upside, which would take us towards 1-to-1 at this 229343. Or alternatively, if this is a third wave, towards this 274742. Now, if we are looking at this as a potential flat correction, one area we might look to target out is this 1.618, which is actually sitting here towards this 1686.41. Now, if we come down this low, what this could mean is that we actually, have a flat correction. If this is just a corrective move as a W, an X, and a Y, we've actually come down deep enough to this 1-to-1. So if we see this start to reverse to the upside here, and we either see a move up towards this 1-to-1, which would be here at this 242818, or a bigger move up towards 290883, this could indicate that we have a low in place here as of this corrective move. However, I'm still going to allow for the fact that we could be extending out here, and we could see a move down lower into this area, potentially towards this 618 of this 171431. Now, if this is the case, what we'd be looking for is that continuation up. We'd want to see a nice strong move into these highs here, looking for this impulsive trigger, which would be sitting here at this 27491, or for that 0.618, and then we'd be looking for this as a 5-wave sequence to the upside. Now, if we just get a 5-wave move like this would potentially mean that this would actually become a wave 1 or an A wave. We'd come back down for a B wave, and then we would either get a C wave to the upside, in which case we'd be looking at that possibility of this as an A, a B, and then still looking to progress down for that C wave. or alternatively, this could then become 1, 2, and then we'd look for that bigger break to the upside. So this is what we want to see for bullish continuation. If we start to lose this 1533.52, this would invalidate this potential that we're looking at here for this direct break to the upside here. The other way that this could play out, if we are looking at the subwave structure slightly differently within this move, we could argue that there is a diagonal in place here, where instead of looking at this, we can look at this as a 3-wave move here, 2, 3-wave move for 3, 4, 3-wave move for 5, and then we've actually completed a diagonal, in which case this could just be forming an ABC to the downside. Now that 1-to-1 would actually be here towards the zone of this 180611, in which case we would have potentially looked to complete already into this 50%, and what we could then be looking for is either, once again, a wave to the upside, which would be looking for this area here of this 249190, or alternatively, what we could see is a bigger impulsive structure, which would take us up to this 305643 as a wave 3. Then we'd be looking for wave 4, and then we'd be looking for the potential of a wave 5, looking for this zone of this 353.073 to this 323.036. Obviously, we need to be careful within these sorts of moves because, you know, these coins, particularly these smaller caps, will actually, you know, really move. And you know, what we could actually have is where I'm counting this as a diagonal here. It could even be 1, 2, and then we have another 1, 2 here, and then we look to break up, and then that pushes this target up higher. But the idea would be remain the same. Basically, the 164.589 area, this is going to be a zone we need to hold, and I wouldn't want to really see this move breaking down past that level. Otherwise, it becomes more likely we're going to see this move break down past this low, which would actually be this 153.352. So we don't want to lose that if we're looking for that bullish continuation to the upside. And this would be looking at this move as basically looking to form the fifth wave here. So potentially this would then become, you know, a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'd look for a fifth wave, which could look to actually take us up towards the zone of this 884091 to this 584780. The thing is, we'd have to be cautious here, is because this has been quite a strong move here. This fifth wave may also look to truncate. So if we form a 5-wave move like this, which doesn't break this wave 3 high, it could just still be possible that, you know, this would be our fifth wave here because of how much this has moved up in such a powerful way that this fifth wave might lack the energy to get back above this wave 3 high, in which case what we could get is a truncation, something like this, and then we actually look to break down from that point. So I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT down there, both great exchanges we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourself. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel. We do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. See you in the next one. Take care.